Hey, hopefully everyone's having a great day. I want to talk a little bit about stakeholder engagement and if it's important. Obviously, it is important, but not as important as stakeholder collaboration, and they're not the same thing. To some degree, I think this is a similar conversation as the idea of IT alignment with the business. Why do you even talk about that? If IT isn't aligned with the business and giving them what they need, what was the point of IT in the first place? IT for the sake of IT is not valuable to anyone. And the same thing with engagement. Engagement, as we traditionally spoke about this, is really about communicating, influencing, and involving in the implementation the stakeholders of decisions that are already made. And that's not enough. Think of Amazon. If Amazon just involved customers in Prime, do you think we'd have 2 days or better shipping? No, we wouldn't. We would have had just what was the wants of that day. We don't want to just inform, influence, or involve our stakeholders. We want to collaborate with them. In the case of customers, we want to even be more than collaborative. We want to be obsessed with them. A real life example, an internal example this time. I have this in a Storytime video where I talk about it as a fairy tale. But I had a big BI project that failed because we engaged with the stakeholders, but because we didn't really collaborate with them deep enough. They didn't really get that much value out of the system, the people that were entering the data. So when things changed, they weren't even aware of it, nor did they tell anybody about it. So the data was wrong. It was worthless. That's what happens when you only engage with them, as you only listen to them and do what they say and involve them at a certain level. You've got to get better because, like in this case, the fix for that for me in the BI project was to spend the better part of a year traveling to all the business owners and trying to find a way, working with the stakeholders to find out what their real problems were and how I could use that technology to help them solve it. It's sort of the inverse. I didn't come in with a fixed idea of how to solve it. I had this thing that I wanted to work with them to do it. And now, don't get me wrong, I didn't like that way of doing it. That was sort of a build a better mousetrap, then find ways to incorporate it. But as an example, this is how I fixed a problem that was not really of my making. I went and worked with the stakeholders and collaborated with them to find out what was really in it for them and how to solve the problem for the people that were entering the data. I found them, worked with them to solve their problems, collaborated with them the entire process. It helped me determine the actual direction, not just what they needed, but overall, where was it going in the future? So IT needs to be more than aligned with the business. It has to be fused. We need everyone on the same team, not just participants. And if we don't do this, we will never maximize business value. Thanks. Have a great day.